Hello, good day. Welcome to the first KNX Startup Forum. I am your host, Jesus Arias, and I take care of members and business development at the KNX Association. This is the first time we do a startup forum, and we are very happy to be here today in Barcelona. This is a live event. Apologies to the people who have been patiently waiting online. Just before we start, I see international crowd here. I would like to ask you one thing. You probably already learned two words, hola and Barcelona. So on the count of three, can we say hola Barcelona? 1, 2, 3. Louder. There we go. That's my crowd. So thank you very much. We care about your startup. Let me open this forum, and then I will give the stage to our startups. In 2009, I moved from Ireland back to Spain. I had an experience working in KNX system integration, doing projects for homes and buildings using the best technology in the market, KNX. When I moved back to Spain, I was looking for a job, and this incredible opportunity came across. I found a job opportunity in a KNX member, a manufacturer. That was like a dream. So when I saw the job offer, I applied, and I was lucky to get an interview. So then I stood up, and I went to the interview. So I was expecting a big building with flags and all the corporate buzz. But when I got there, I couldn't find anything. So at the address I was given, I could only see a pizza restaurant. So I was wandering around. Thankfully, I was there early. And then, after a while, I realized there was a staircase going to the first floor on top of the pizza restaurant. That was the KNX member. It was a little office with hardware piling up. I think the perfect image we have of a startup. It was one of my most incredible job experiences. And ever since, I have very good feelings about startups. So that's why every time I see a pizza restaurant, I think of KNX startups. By the way, that company then is now one of the largest key players in the home and building automation market for homes, buildings, and hotels. So we believe in KNX startups. So last year, we decided, KNX Association, more than 30 years in the market, with more than 500 manufacturers worldwide, we decided to help startups. Since KNX has been also integrated in the IP infrastructure, more and more startups have been approaching us. So we thought it was the time to do something for them. Because at the end of the day, startups are highly innovative, and they do things quickly, and we like that. So this is the first day I printed the new KNX Startup logo for our community, and I put it up in our office in Brussels. Let me share a few highlights about this year running the KNX Startup Incubator. We've learned a lot working hand in hand with already a selection of startups, and it's been an incredible journey. This is not a highlight of our startup incubator, but a highlight, a milestone in the history of KNX. It's the first time, it's the first development based on our new specifications called KNX IoT. So this was made through thanks to one of our startups, Simlab, who is here today to present what they've done in cooperation with Schneider Electric. So this is a great example of what it can happen when you are part of the KNX Startup Incubator. We've been sending our first test benches to our startups. This can become an expensive resource. So whatever we can do to help our startups, we are willing to do it. So we've been already delivering these packages to them so they can use them to do or base their developments. We are very well established. KNX Association is a sponsor of many events worldwide. So we have the capability to give our startups premium exposure. So we've been also helping our startups to be visible, because many times money is very good. All businesses need money to run. But if you are visible, if you can reach your audience, that's eventually what we want to make possible, that our startups find their clients. So we've been creating premium content to make this message to go and reach the audience. So what's coming next after this year running our startup incubator? We have an incredible network of companies that have an incredible experience and background in hardware and software development. So we are inviting our KNX members, which are located worldwide with many different backgrounds, to join our mentorship club so that they can assist our startups with knowledge that they require to become successful. We are closing deals with service providers that can help our startups, so they can get these services at a reduced price. So we are growing this portfolio of services for our startups to use if they want, but with a great discount or offer. What's the philosophy of our KNX Startup Incubator? What is the driving force? We are compiling these advantages and telling our startups what they have available within the incubator. But I think it's worth highlighting that a great advantage is leveraging the KNX development ecosystem for their success. There's already an incredible network or portfolio of existing solutions, products from many manufacturers, big and small. And the key feature of KNX is interoperability. So even the tooling is all provided in the market. So a small company can create one single product and already becomes compatible with a huge ecosystem. So in our opinion, that's the main advantage of joining our incubator and developing solutions for KNX. What is the theme of our incubator? IP is becoming very important in any industry. And so it is in the home and building automation market. That's why we've been updating, releasing new specifications for the KNX for IP developments. Therefore, we encourage our startups to use our KNX IoT specifications to develop their products. We also encourage new applications that are missing in our market. And startups are very good at that. They can see the niche, they can see the opportunity, and they can quickly develop a solution that is not available in the market. But definitely the spirit is highly innovative companies and people who are as passionate as we are at KNX Association about technology. And so far, the people I've been talking to is incredible, it is passionate, and it's such a pleasure to work with them, to the point that we are also learning a lot from our startups. So yes, we love your startup, and we welcome startups to your incubator. So we call the startups in the world that are in the home and building automation industry to reach us and to have a chat. We always have time for you. Today, we have a selection of 4 startups in many different applications: heat recovery, energy production, air quality, digital twins. That shows you that every startup is unique. And so we need to make our best to cater for them. We have right now 4 startups. At the end of the event, because we ran a competition, we will have 5 startups in our incubator. And that's what I wanted to share with you. I don't want to put the spotlight on in us in the KNX Association, but rather let our startups talk, let them show what they've done. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Marek Kozlak. I represent Simlab, and it's a great pleasure to be here with KNX as a startup. We could never afford for such an exposure like this great conference, so we are extremely happy and grateful to KNX for hosting us and trusting in our technology and in our passion. So today, we're going to present you the first KNX IoT solution that at Simlab we were able to provide together with the KNX support. And that solution is called Simon. Simon, which we have a great ambitions to become as the first, only, and ultimate home operating system. And our solution is based on the digital twin concept, and what is very important, is dedicated for all of the property owners. Doesn't matter what's their budget, experience, technology advance. This is the software for everybody who owns the house and would like it to be a little bit more smart. Okay. Our team, can we go back to our slides, please? Okay. Our team still, although it's 30 people right now in a global scale, it's still considered as a startup since we are introducing our technology since last couple of weeks only. And we are presently today globally with our HQ based in Poland, Gliwice, but we have some presence with our colleagues in US, in San Francisco, also in Tokyo, and a couple of people in Sweden that is supporting our business out there. And the business is to provide complete solution, complete digital solution for full life cycle of the building. For that purpose, we have two solutions. One called Simon that I'm going to be presenting today. And the second one, which is also very interesting, it's called Stages, which is our time travel through scans of the same facility during different periods of time. Those two solutions, they merge together and brings Simlab technology for all property owners. And what's the challenges? What's the problems we want to solve? Well, that's a great slide showing this on a very, very politically correct approach, but it's my own personal ambitions. I love tech. I love gadgets. I love IoT. I love everything which is with the electronics and gadgets as the grown-up kid that right now can buy some more toys that I was able to buy like 10 years ago. And guess what? In my house, I have around 160 sensors with IoT devices. And to drive this pretty cool house, I need 15 apps on my cell phone. Guys, 15 apps to drive my Roomba device, to drive my Philips Hue lights, to drive my Fibaro devices, to drive my KNX, some of the automation systems, to drive even my Roomba, that is, or my automatic mover, which is working on the garden. This is ridiculous. So our main goal was to create one solution that actually combines all of the hardware competitors into the software collaborators. And for that, we created Simon. And of course, as you know, that the price for the home automation systems is very costly. So also to rebuild the system for the new sensors is making a question, which one are compatible, which one works with which technology, how to connect this. And even if it's possible to connect, because all of the producers saying that, yes, we can connect to those kind of the brands, well, in the real life, that makes problems, and that requires a lot of engineering knowledge. So we decided to solve that problem. And we present the solution called Simon, which with the 3D visualization and the graphics brings you a new visual access to your home, where a 3D geometry we treat as the container for all of the data that is connected to your house or related to your house. So first of all, we created one app to control all of the IoT and home automation systems under one login. Second, we added to it something which is quite unique in the home automation system. We created a very advanced asset management system. And once we are managing assets, which again, that's not electronic, is like sofa, is like fridge, or it's like, I don't know, even the decoration that you can have in your house, we decided that what's missing in it, it's a maintenance. Because if you're gonna bring a calendar feature to it and list some maintenance items on the future timeline, that's a full building management systems with the facility management system, which works under one umbrella. And that umbrella is Simon. And what was also very important for us is reasonable cost. So we wanted to low down the price for the home automation systems as much as possible. So we are mostly counting on the freemium license of our software with a professional license, which is having some less limitations than the one that is freemium. And most of all, integration with the most popular technologies and the most recognized ones on the market. So KNX was the first choice for us, but additional to KNX, we are able to connect with all of the devices compatible with the SmartThings from Samsung, standard or like Fibaro, and we are adding more and more, like Matter is right now in our focus, so that's coming also in a couple of next months. And where is the revolution? It's a 3D revolution. It's a special innovation that, as I said, your house, this is a 3D scan of your house, which is not a picture but a model, becomes a container for all of the data. So as you could see, all of those green icons and the sensors are located with actual data and live signals in the XYZ location of your house, which becomes and brings more intuitivity to your solution and easy in communication with owners, tenants, people visiting the house, or everybody that has access to that software. And that's all possible thanks to your cell phones. Today, digital twin technology is not a black magic. These models, which are working web online, thanks to one of our technology partners, Matterport, and by the way, investor in our startup, which trusted us from the beginning, this is available from your cell phone. So there is no more excuse that you cannot do it, what we're going to show today, because you can do it with a cell phone app free of charge. So how it works? Well, we treat a 3D geometry, again, as the container for all of the data related to your house. And for that, we created 3 modules for our software. First one, it's called Iot Devices Control, where KNX, Samsung SmartThings, Fibaro, Matter, and other standards can read through our interface all of the devices in the house and then connect to each other and bring the logic and home automation procedures and scenes built on top of the hardware provided by different systems and different providers, tech providers. Here's a great movie, which I'm going to show you at the end of the presentation, how it actually works. So give me just a couple of more seconds, and I'm going to go to the details and actually show you how beautiful it looks like when you are using this digital twin technology. But as I said, additionally to it, we treat all of the elements of your house. Doesn't matter if it's electronics, furniture, decorations, or whatever is in your house as an asset which you can manage in our system. So that means is that if you're going to buy a new TV, well, that's great that you can turn it on and off from the automatic system, but maybe your wife or yourself, you would like to keep your warranty card, your manual, maybe some kind of the installation diagrams, or maybe some kind of the receipts or invoice even collected in one place. How does it work? Well, you click that device, you can turn it on and off in our software, but you also click that device and you can bring all of those important information that you are usually losing, or you don't know which drawer in your facility or in your desk it's placed. So everything in one place as a digital container. And as I said, if we're going to get a calendar option to that, that means is also that you can plan some activities for the house, like fixing some things, or like when the next invoice needs to be paid for your cable TV, or when the warranty on your air conditioner is ending. So we built a 3D multi-platform solution with digital twin, which is a web solution. So it works on any device, available through the internet, any browser. And how to do it? Well, we have those 4 steps. And besides the 3D capturing, that's a process of 1 hour. So if you have your KNX installation with devices like Schneider Electric, Wiser IoT Gateway, we are able to create whatever you will see on the movies in just 1 hour of drag and drop configuration. And again, as I said, as you see here on the first position, what's the price for it? Free of charge, freemium version, with a professional adding of around $10 per house if you would like to have a little bit more options in our software. And again, this is, in our opinion, a game changer, which allows, with a much better interface, to talk between different hardware and technology standards. So as you see on the first place, we are integrated with the KNX through the Schneider Electric Wiser device, but also that means is that for this expensive and very professional installation you already have in your house, you can right now just go to the Best Buy or MediaMarkt, buy a small IoT sensor and make your existing KNX installation much more advanced, or rebuild the system with adding a completely new options with the IoT technology. And what's our future goals? Because that's also very interesting. Well, we want to also track people inside of the house. So since using already a 3D model as the container, it's very, very easy to identify the position of the device. So if we can do it once, let's do it constantly so that we can track elderly people in the nursery rooms or patients in the hospital or your grandma, which actually is living by herself in her own home, and you are taking care of her, worrying if everything is okay with her. But also we're going to be integrating this with the e-commerce, which is also cool, and augmented reality experiences for clicking the lamp to make it work. And for that, 3D graphics is the best one. And if you want to check out how it works, it's already available, www.sim-on.com. Please visit us, register free of charge, and start using our software yourself and just see how the 3D is changing the next generation of the home automation software. And if I can ask to run the first movie, we can see how does it look actually in the real life. So let's see the movie. This beautiful graphics, again, it's not a pictures, it's not a video, it's a real live model, 3D model on the web through the internet browser where all of the devices were placed and exact position of the sensors. So you actually, like a little bit in a game, but through the web interface, walking through your apartment and turning on and off things in a digital model, which has an effect for the real life. And now in the second movie, we'll show you how to collect all of the data in one application as well. Nice get, by the way, it's not mine. But as you see, smart doesn't mean only on and off your devices. Smart means how you live on a daily basis and how you collect data and how you manage your apartment with not only IoT, but with all of the other assets, which can be furnitures or something else which is not electronics. And now let's see the movie number 3, how from those systems you can build a full facility management system, and again, almost free of charge with our services. So let's see then movie number 3. Once again, solution is ready for you to download, ready for you to install your own Simon for your own home. Start using it. It's live. It's web solution available for everybody. And we are very, very, very happy that KNX and other partners, big partners like Schneider Electric, Matterport, believed in our technology, our vision. Today, it's open for everybody. Please enjoy Simon and become our customer. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Didn't I say our startups are passionate about what they do? The first time Marek came to us and he showed me what he was working on, I thought, this is big. And now seeing the realization of that solution and how it's been engineered with KNX IoT makes me really excited about the next generation of solutions made with KNX. Let's come to the next video from Solaregy. I have the pleasure to bring our next guest, Maurice, CEO of Solaregy, together with Florian, two very young entrepreneurs, which we also love to have on board in our startup incubator. They have engineered an incredible solution that Maurice is going to present. So please welcome on stage. Stage is yours.
Thank you. So, welcome everybody to my presentation about Solaregy. So we are developing at Solaregy the next generation blind system. But before I go into more detail, let me just get into who are the people behind Solaregy. Well, Solaregy was founded almost 2 years ago by my colleague Florian Liegermann and myself, Maurice. And Florian is more taking care of the mechanical engineering, and I'm more on the PCB and software development side. Well, why did we actually found Solaregy? There are 3 major reasons why we did that. The first is we noticed an enormously increase in energy demand, especially in electricity demand, not just because of the e-mobility sector, but of course also because of many other sectors going carbon neutral in the future. The second reason is the enormous increase in costs. If you just look at Germany, for example, 2 years ago we were at more than 30 cents per kilowatt hour for private customers, and now we're at over 40 cents or nearly at 40 cents. But the biggest reason why we founded Solaregy is, well, we noticed there's a huge effect on the climate change because of electricity and heat production. So if we just look at the bar in the bottom, we can see a yellow part and a gray part. Together they're the total emissions of carbon caused by fuel combustion. And just the yellow part, so more than a third of that, is caused by electricity and heat production. And in total, just with the yellow part, we're emitting 13.6 gigatons of CO2 annually into the atmosphere. And, well, what's a gigaton? Well, it's a million tons, so it's 13,600 million tons of CO2. And to make it even a bit more tangible for you, we can look at the overshoot day. Well, what's the overshoot day? The overshoot day can best be described with our energy budget we got for a year. So there's a limited budget we got over a year to spend on energy. And if we go past that limit, we harm the environment more and more. So the further we go over that limit, the more we harm it. And if we look at the overshoot day of Germany, it was actually a couple of days ago, the 4th of May for this year. And if we look at Spain, it's just today, so the 12th of May 2022. And, well, we're not even at halftime and already over the limit, so, well, conclude yourself. If we dive a bit more into the details, what we actually want to solve, what we want to fix, we have to look at buildings, especially at the cooling and the shading of buildings. If you don't get any shading systems at all, like for example we have in the USA a lot, then you have to use air conditioners. And as you all know, air conditioners are really energy intensive to use. And If we got a blind system installed, that's of course a good thing already, but we're still only reflecting the sunlight. We are not really using it, so it's just wasted potential, wasted energy. And here we come into play with rough sun. Well, with rough sun, we combine an external blind with a photovoltaic module. So we're an all-in-one product, or all-in-one product for electricity production. And here you can see a simplified view of rough sun. So rough sun consists of three major types, or three major components. So first of all, it's the sleds. So we use regular external ventilation blind sleds with solar cells integrated on them. The second component is our intelligent control. That's of course really interesting for IoT. I'll go into detail later. And then we also got the transfer of electricity from the sleds to the building, because the sleds can move, of course. So what are the advantages of rough sun? So we got three major advantages. The first is you can save money, because as mentioned, electricity is really expensive. And well, in the near future, it's even getting more expensive, especially with the war going on in East Europe. So the second problem, the second advantage, of course, is an all-in-one solution. So you don't have to buy two separate products to generate electricity and to shade the sun. You can just do it in one product in rough sun. And third is, of course, the environmentally friendly approach. So every kilowatt hour generated by rough sun is saving CO2 from being emitted into the atmosphere. And I guess for this presentation, the most interesting part of our product is the intelligent control. So here we fetch all different kinds of data, for example, voltages and currents of the PV sleds, the end positions of the blind motor, or data from wind sensors, wall switches, but also we can integrate with the KNX bus and Bluetooth Low Energy. And with all the data we're fetching, we can do processing, a lot of processing with it, and we can execute appropriate actions. Of course, we also monitor each step to find errors and correct them before we execute the action. So the usual blind actors do have the usual functions, control up and down, tilting the sleds, and so on. But we go a step further and we integrated a sun tracking algorithm. So we can actually tilt the sled just right to be 90 degrees to the sun, for example, to have an optimal output, energy output. I can just show it in a simple animation here. As soon as we hit 90 degrees, the energy production on the right with the yellow bar is going to full. We can also do firmware updates over the air, which is of course also really important if you look at the installation, because we can't access our control system after we implemented the system into the building. And as mentioned, we also have advanced fault detection, so well, everything runs smoothly because you don't really want to have any trouble with it. So why are we actually here today? Well, it also has to do with KNX, and as already mentioned, we are part of the KNX Startup Incubator. So we joined in February this year, and we have the goal to develop a product that just works right and just works great with KNX. And that's the perfect opportunity for us to do that, because we, as mentioned, already got a package from KNX with all different kind of instruments we can use. And as startup, it's well, just really important to get support from big companies, because otherwise it just gets so expensive so fast. And well, why did we actually decide on KNX for our integration, for our interface? Well, first of all, as we use KNX TP for direct device access, we have a 2-cable connection, which is simple to set up. But we also have access to KNX IoT. And as mentioned, KNX IoT will provide us with really huge new features. And we can, for example, do dashboards online where the customer can just see how the slide or how the PV system is doing while he's on vacation or while he's at work. And Well, just a really short introduction on how we implemented the KNX interface. So we're using a KNX plug-on module, which handles all the protocols, and we do the application part with our control. And as you can see, we got a lot of different functions. We can do control of KNX, and that's also a really important step for us, or part for us in the control, that really KNX can is fully integrated and can control all functions. Because otherwise we already have to use the Bluetooth app or whatever, and we just want to have one system solution, and that's with KNX, it's possible. Yeah, we also, of course, work with really great partners. One of them is KNX, as mentioned, but we also work with Reflexa. Reflexa is one of the biggest blind manufacturers in Germany, which is, of course, really important for us to have a good base where we can build our innovative product on. So the sleds or the blinds Reflexa is building are Germany made, so made in Germany, and are really good quality. And we have a great cooperation with them. Yeah, if you got interested, please feel free to contact us. You can also scan the QR code. There's the email link behind that. And yeah, let's see you all later.
Thank you, Maurice. I said innovative and passionate. The first time I got the application from Solaregy, I had to read it twice because I've never heard of something like this. And I went to their website to see if that was true. And yes, it was real. So I'm very happy to have them on board. I've been saying that our our startups are innovative and passionate, but not only them are innovative and passionate. Also, our service providers that offer a great solutions to our startups are innovative and passionate. I have the pleasure to bring on stage our next speaker, Omer, from company Excite. I also loved what he's doing with his team from first minute, hardware as a service. He is going to explain. Please, stage is yours.
Can you hear me? Okay, great. So almost good afternoon, everybody. As we get some technical issues resolved, I'm very happy to be here. My name is Omer. I'm the co-founder and CEO of a company called Excite. We are a startup out of Israel, backed by former Intel Capital and Sequoia partners. I guess I'll just open my computer so I'll be able to see the notes. And there we go. So the deck is not working, but let's go ahead and start. It is not news that we live in a world of connected devices and subscriptions. Subscription and as-a-service business models have been the strongest value creators for tech in the last industry. We buy everything as a subscription, from Netflix, Apple Music, AWS, of course, but also coffee and shaving blades we buy as a service. And some of the most successful companies in the world either started as subscription companies. I have the connector. Does it help? Keep going. I'll just keep going. So some of the most successful companies in the world either started as subscription business or transformed to be a subscription business. But one thing has not changed, and this is how hardware manufacturers, and specifically B2B hardware manufacturers, selling through distributors and resellers, are selling their products. And we founded Excite because we believe that we're on the cusp of that epic market transition where hardware manufacturer sales will never be the same again. It will shift from one-time product sales to cloud plus services-centric strategies, where hardware manufacturers will be able to form long-term and sustainable partnerships with their channel partners and with their end users. Good. Okay. But to be able to successfully make that transition, hardware manufacturers, they must have the right set of tools. And this is what Excite is all about. Excite is developing a suite of cloud-based tools that allows hardware manufacturers to very easily cloudify their products, better support their end users and channel partners, and find new ways to commercialize their products. And the greatest thing about that is that we fully host the cloud for our partners, for our customers, and we have the billing and invoicing engine built into the platform. Furthermore, for those hardware manufacturers that might face cash flow challenges as they're moving from selling a product for one time into a monthly subscription, we also offer today a credit line. Yeah, we're good? All the colors are off a little bit, but okay. So that's our platform. And I myself come from a background of building management solution and lighting management solution. I was working for a large American corporate. And when it comes to those buildings, being able to manage the devices, deploy new firmware updates, monitor them, and get proactive notifications when a device is experiencing an issue is priceless. And the first thing that Excite allows hardware manufacturers to do, kind of out of the box, is to be able to remotely manage and monitor these devices. For the system integrators and installers to deploy the system and configure it much easier. And when something does go wrong, A, proactively be notified about it, but B, also be able to remotely support, retrieve the logs, administrate commands, and essentially deliver much better customer experience. And to be able to support that B2B structure that we have discussed, our platform has 3 dedicated interfaces, one for each of the value chain members. The first interface is for the hardware manufacturer, where they can very easily, in a no-code environment, can configure every aspect of their cloud platform. Everything they configure in the partners portal will immediately be reflected in the end user branded portal. And a third interface, relatively new one, is for the system integrators, the managed service providers, to be able to engage in managed services with several customers and support them remotely in a single pane of glass. Once connected to the platform, every hardware manufacturer gets a white label solution for his customer, and they can very easily configure a wide variety of digital products. Now, what is a digital product? A digital product to us is every subscription that you add to your products. It could start with a simple complementary services. So I will sell you the hardware in the same way I always sold it to you, to the customer, but I will add remote management and monitoring licenses, or I will upsell and cross-sell warranties and better service agreements and so on. It gets more interesting when we're using the cloud, and keep in mind that the devices are constantly communicating to the cloud to remotely toggle on premium device feature. So from the hardware perspective, the device can do certain things, but it is limited by default. But when the end user buys a subscription, they can unlock that feature. And it gets even more interesting when hardware manufacturers transform to a full hardware as a service, either by tiers for a monthly or an annual price, or based on consumption. So the device constantly sends telemetry to the cloud, and based on the device consumption, we can then charge the customer. Once logged into the white label portal, the IT or the building management team can once again remotely manage and monitor, integrate with the ticketing system, mobile notification apps, and always proactively monitor the devices. System integrators, as mentioned before, can see in a single pane of glass all of their customers and all of their buildings and remotely support them. And hardware manufacturers can remotely support them when needed, administrating commands and retrieving logs. There's a lot more to that, and for those of you who are interested, just across the hall, we have a full-size booth where you can see the full demo of our platform. Thank you so much.
Thanks. You can give this to the guy. Yeah. Thank you very much, Omer. This is a live event, and sometimes we get these things. As I said, everyone in our incubator is at the same high level of innovation and passion. So we are very happy to work with all of them together. To finalize this first KNX Startup Forum, we've been running a contest in social media, inviting startups of the world to pitch to join our incubator. They had to send us a 90 seconds video showing what solutions they would bring into KNX or what solutions they are working on that are very innovative and that are worth of joining our startup incubator. We received many videos that I've been watching with much pleasure, so a big thank you to everyone who submitted their video. I believe you will all make it far with your idea. But we had to choose one company to win the contest, which consists of €1,000 in cash and an option to join the startup incubator if they want. So let's see who is the winner.
KNX is the #1 professional standard in smart homes and buildings. And our KNX is a French startup that provides solutions to extend KNX and IoT functions to integrators, electricians, plumbers, and HVAC installators. Future is KNX IoT, and for that, we developed these first solutions. CloudNX, a KNX gateway to connect, collect, and monitor KNX IoT cloud data with IoT interface and on-site scripting. PoolNX, to collect pool to KNX and to smart home. SpeakNX, connected chime and clear voice message as alarms with KNX and Wi-Fi. GraphNX, online energy dashboard for smart homes compatible with any touchscreens. Our policy for development is 1. Collect, to save the right KNX data in clouds such as temperature, energy, and water consumptions. 2. Monitor, to have accurate information on live such as flood detection, drifting temperature, high consumption, or a power outage. 3. Analyze, to understand with time and predict the future with custom algorithms. AI and deep learning algorithms are used to optimize functions and energy in building. 4. Actions, to autonomize buildings. Just being connected is not smart. Smart is being able to adapt functions to context and learning from past actions. KNX connect KNX to IoT for smarter, more connected, and autonomous installations. IoT is the future, KNX is the standard, data is value, SP KNX.
So we have the pleasure to have here today KNX. Joe, marketing manager, has traveled from France to join our stage, and welcome him. First of all, congratulations, KNX, for winning the contest. I must say that what it caught our eye is the innovation in the products that are not the typical products you can find in the portfolio of KNX solutions, like speakers or the pool control. So congratulations.
Thank you, Jesus, for this opportunity, and we would like to thank KNX Association, and we are really excited to be a part of KNX Startup. When you presented this idea of startup pitch, we just presented our idea. It's a great pleasure, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank our team who's in south of France, and like he mentioned, we are also really excited to be a part of the new specifications which is coming up, KNX EOT specification, and we are trying to develop specific KNX EOT solutions which would meet the needs of integrators, electricians, plumbers, and all. We try to touch the KNX professionals, and we are really excited about this journey, and thank you once again. Yeah.
And what is your background as a company?
Yeah, we are a French startup. We are based in Nice, south of France. We are actually a passionate team of home automation integrators who has been working with KNX from like past 20 years. And there was a big problem with our integrators faced a big problem, that is they couldn't find specific solutions to meet some specific requirements. So that's where this whole concept of KNX came up. Mm-hmm. And we tried to solve our own solutions with KNX products. Mm-hmm. And now we hope that this will help other integrators and who need specific solution to connect. For example, we are really looking forward to Pool NX, and which is like a real problem for many integrators to connect their pool with the KNX smart home. Yes. So we are trying to offer specific solutions in these kinds of scenarios. Today we have 4 solutions which is like market ready, and we are looking forward to for an innovative journey with new products, more and more new products. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we are really proud to be among other KNX startup companies who has been like, I was really interested to see other ideas also. It's really a pleasure.
Our pleasure that you have also are driven by the need in the market, and you are using KNX to engineer your solutions. Yeah. So welcome to the KNX Startup
This is like a
family.
Great opportunity. We are really excited.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And my team will be like really excited to be a part of KNX.
Please have a good party with the €1,000 you won. Yeah. And thank you very much.
Yeah, my colleague Nicola and Sebastian is here. So yeah, we'll do a small party, of course. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity once again.
My pleasure. So this is the end of our first KNX Startup Incubator. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to the ones watching online and for the comments I've been already reading. It's been a pleasure. We hope to do this next year, hopefully again at the IoT Solutions World Congress. And let's see what our startups will show then. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.